भवतु मे
शिवाभ्याम्
शिवाभ्याम्
अस्तोक त्रिभुवन शिवाभ्याम्
अस्तोक त्रिभुवन शिवाभ्याम्
हृदि पुनः
हृदि पुनः
भवाभ्याम्
भवाभ्याम्
आनन्दस्फुरदनुभवाभ्याम्
आनन्दस्फुरदन अनुभवाभ्याम्
नतिरियम्.
नतिरियम्.
So both Shiva and Shankara put together, Parvati Parameswaras, the Adi Dampatis, we are all their children. So we expect their blessings upon all of us. And Shivananda is nothing but the moksham only. See, there are anandas which are of temporary nature. There are anandas which will cause problems later on. So different type of anandas is there. But what we want is Sivananda, Shantananda, Shamananda. So after which ananda we do not have any kind of problem or issues. That is to say that we are absolutely peaceful. That kind of permanent peaceful Santi can be given only by Lord Shiva. Because by nature, by his personality, by his grace and many qualities, he can always grant us complete happiness, because he can provide us the vairagya. What is the cause for ananda is vairagya. If we are attached to things and want things and desire things, we are not at all peaceful. Even if you are peaceful temporarily, but it is not permanent peace. That's why he is called as Yatinam Yatihi. He is the Yati of Yatis. That is, Yati is that Paramahamsas. Therefore, when we are making prayers to the Lord Shiva, more so on this Kartika Masa, then he must definitely bless us, have the absolute peace. And moreover, Shankaracharya, the author, he is trying to educate us that bhakti is most important. And in case of human beings, in case of Paramatma Shiva, there is little difference. See, then with bhakti, when we give Naivedya or offering to Lord Shiva, he will only take your bhakti and give back whatever offering you gave as prasada to us. If a guest who comes to our house, he will eat the content of that and give you only empty plate. So this is exactly what Shankaracharya has found out. What he wants is your bhakti. He doesn't want content. But if you give out of your own bhakti some kind of token, but he knows. So he will leave it to us only. That's what he put it. Therefore, we see we are reading, we are trying to get connected with Lord Shiva through the Guru Shankara, and we are learning so many fresh ideas and new ideas which we cannot normally get. So sloka by sloka, as we are proceeding, you will come to know how best the bhakti could be to him, and whatever you give out of bhakti, then that will give back as a part of prasadam. So what is offered is Naivedya. What we get from after offering is called prasada. Prasada is the blessing and prasada is the grace. And the grace could be of any form depending upon the Naivedya you make also. That's why that we have got beautiful ideas here. And now we have been looking at Shankara in 24th sloka. He wants to ask the date, or he wants to say when is the date when you will be able to bless us. Kadava kailase kanakamani saudhe sahaganaihi vasan shambhoragre sputagatita murdhanjali puta vibho samba swamin paramasiva pahi. So whenever you stand before Shiva, either in Kailasa or in Shiva temple, what is the mantra which we have got to keep repeating? Because Lord Shiva is such a great gentleman or great God that he will give what kind of mantra the devotee should utter, which will please him, and also he determines the kind of devotee and also the mantra. See here, Vibho, Samba, Swamin, Paramasiva, Pahi. So these are all the important attributes that he is all powerful, he is together with his wife Shakti, and he is a Swami to all people, and he is a provider of Paramasiva, that is absolute peace. So with all these things he has got to protect. And next, and that kind of happiness is more enjoyable than simply that which is being enjoyed by Vidhatru or Brahmadeva and all people. In the next sloka, that is 25th, we have seen again the question, Kadatvam pasyeyam, O Paramatma, when I can see you, when I can visualize you. See, we have got to visualize the Paramatma, and in order to visualize the Paramatma, we have been given a number of dhyana slokas. What is dhyana sloka? Dhiyaha, yeah. So if you focus your mind in order to catch some figure or some form of the personality, then that will appear to us. Something like in Muthuswami Dikshitar Kirtanas or Kalidasa's works, everywhere they want to picturize the abstract principle or the light as that, and they want to keep on meditating and derive the experience of bliss. So here, Kada Tvam Pasyeyam. And how do you want Lord Shiva to appear? Kara Dhrutamrugam Khanda Parashum Nilagrivam Trinayanam Uma Srishtavapusham Sthitam and Kakudi Maha Mahotshasya Kakudi Sthitam Gananam Kelibhihi Madakala Mahotshasya, then Stavaihi Brahmadinam Jaya Jaya Vachobhihi Niyamanam. See, the Rishis and Brahma and all gods will be singing the glory of Lord Shiva added with the word Jaya, 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 Jaya. So we wish Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Jaya Shabdena Bhushita Namastasyai Namastasyai Namo Namaha. Similarly, all gods want from the bhaktas the Jaya Nadas. Jaya is a Nada. So Jaya Nadas make the gods really enhanced of their power and grace, and therefore Jaya Jaya Vachobhihi. Every Vachaha means prayer. Every statement that they are making, every mantra they are doing, they have got to add Jaya, Jaya, Jaya. That's why, Mahabharata originally is named as Jaya. Later on Bharata and later on Mahabharata, and also depending upon the number of slokas. So the original name of Mahabharata is Jaya. Because what is the Jaya? It is Jaya for Dharma, Jaya for Satyam, and Jaya for the Gnanam. Because Mahabharata is a Moksha Shastra. In the Moksha Shastra, we get all the technology necessary that you will work up for getting the emancipation. In which means that we don't want to be reborn. What birth we have experienced, that should be the end of all birth program, end of all death program too. That's why we have so much of literature given by the great acharyas for the upliftment of the people, generations together. After all, mind is important. If mind is under control and discipline, then that mind is Paramatma only. Manayeva, Manas and God, they are not different. The God operates through the mind. He is sitting. So Chandrama Manaso Jataha Chaksho Suryo Jayata. In Purushokta, say Surya is stable and Chandrama is unstable. But vision is stable. When the vision is stable, the mind will automatically be stable. That's why here Jaya Jaya Vachovihi Niyamanam Gadanam. And again you will ask, I want to see you because I don't know. I may hear much about you. So many granthas are there to talk about you, but Prabhu, I want to see. Pasyeyam. And how do I want to see you? What is the kind of Swarupa? Karadhruta Mrugam Khanda Parashum and Uma Srishta Vapusham and Mahotshasya Kakudisthita. I want you to be sitting upon the back of the happy Nandi, and Madakala is happiness. And then that is what is the kind of thing or picture the poet wants to do in 35. We have covered it last class. Now we go to the 26th where you see some more extra new ideas have been introduced here. And it is not just reading, but when we try to reflect on the deep thoughts that Sankara has expressed, which could be understood by Lord Shiva. And when he understands what we want, our problem is solved. Please repeat. Kada va tvam drushtva girisha.
Kada va tvam drushtva girisha. Kada va tvam drushtva girisha.
Tava bhavyangri yugalam gruhitva.
Tava bhavyangri yugalam gruhitva. Tava bhavyangri yugalam gruhitva.
Hastabhyam sirasi nayane.
Hastabhyam sirasi nayane. Hastabhyam sirasi nayane.
Vakshasi vahan.
Vakshasi vahan. Vakshasi vahan.
Samaslisyagraya.
Samaslisyagraya. Samaslisyagraya.
Sputa jalaja gandhan parimalan.
Sputa jalaja gandhan parimalan. Sputa jalaja gandhan parimalan.
Alabhyam brahmadhyaihi.
Alabhyam brahmadhyaihi. Alabhyam brahmadhyaihi.
Mudam anubhavishyami hrudaye.
Mudam anubhavishyami hrudaye. Mudam anubhavishyami hrudaye.
See, he says that I want to enjoy happiness in my heart. Hrudaya santosha. Because Hrudaya is the seat of all emotions. And according as your emotion, your heartbeats also change. But if you keep your mind, your heart calm, quiet and tranquil, then that would be a kind of wonderful experience of bliss. And now I want to enjoy or experience absolute mental, physical happiness in me. And in order to get that kind of happiness, what is the measure? What is the method? Then the method also Sankaracharya Guru tells us here that Girisha Tvam Drishtva. In the previous stanza, a petition has been placed before the feet of Lord Shiva. I want you to see. So when Shiva obliges and stands before you, imagine, then what is your reaction? When Lord Shiva, whom you have been worshipping, were to appear before you, and so the subsequence of your prayer has been given. Drishtva Girisha. Who is this Shiva here? Girisha, if a mountain dweller. If foresters, mountain dwellers, and we have got number of people dwelling in different places. So Nadi Vasaya Nagaya, Lakshmi Narasimha Swami will be in the waters, on the bank of the water. Nadi Vasaya Vasaya, Lakshmi Narasimhaya Te Namaha. So here also, the Shiva is also found wherever Ganga is there. When Ganga was asked to get out from his Jata Juta, Ganga Mai has asked a condition. Okay, I go out from you on condition wherever I flow, you should be present. Therefore, Ganga is constantly flowing, and at different places you find Shiva also. Shiva statue or idols, temples, etc. are being there. Therefore, Ganga, that's a condition. That is, there should not be any kind of separation between wife and husband. Parvati Parameswara Dampatya and Ganga Bhavani and Shiva Dampatya is proverbially understood by all people. Therefore, Girisha Tatvam Drishtva Kadava, when it is going to be like, in case it happens to me, then what is my desire? Supposing you appear before me, my desire is, I want to catch your feet quite tight with my hands. Sparsha. I want to touch your feet. Because there are so many methods, Duradeva Namaha and Pada. In here, Shankararya, our Guru, is telling us how Pada Vandana be done, especially Guru Pada Vandana and Deva Pada Vandana. How do you do it? Moreover, the Gurus, I mean, you should consider that Shiva, gods and Gurus are just like the children. They will be like that, soft. So, Bhavya Angri Yugalam. It is not ordinary one, it's a Bhavya. Bhavya means precious, noble, sanctified. So, Bhavyam means very best. Angri Yugalam, your 2 feet. What do I want? Hastabhyangruhitva. I want to hold those your hands with my 2 hands. And then what do I want? Sirasi, Nayane, Vatshasi, Vahan. Well, Saptami Bhakti Ekavachanas, that is, I want to place your legs or feet upon my head, make and touch my eyes, and then my chest. You know, these are the 3 important points of our body, especially spiritually oriented. If at all you want to be spiritually oriented and elevated and get contact, these are all the same. Siraha, because Sarvendriyanam Sarvasya Gatrasya Sira Pradhanam Sarvendriyanam Nayanam Pradhanam. Like that. See, once you keep on the Siras, it is immensely great. You remember Balichakravarti, when with 2 feet he covered the entire cosmos, earth and heaven, then 3rd foot was due. Then he asked Balichakravarti, where should I keep my 3rd foot? Where can I gather that? Then Balichakravarti said, put it on my head. But with a high devotion and all that, Balichakravarti said, but we do not do that kind of. Supposing somebody asks you, where should I keep this? Keep it on my head. You will say like that in the house. Na talamid bettu. That's a kopam. You are angry. Where should I keep? Where should I keep? You lose your temper. Suddenly, you lose your temper. That is our reaction. But God's reaction and Bhakta reaction is that I want to place it upon my head. That means he is absolutely, completely surrendering to the sacred feet of Lord Shiva, which means that Shiva will take hold of your interests, will take care of your needs and your life and your goals. That's why we have got Sirasu, Nayana, Vatshasu. These are the 3 important centers of our body. In fact, you remember, up to neck it is heaven in our body. From neck down up to navel it is Antariksha Loka. From navel down to the feet is Bhuloka. Our body is divided into 3 lokas. And again, up to neck it is Rigveda. From neck to down is Samaveda, up to navel. From navel to down feet is called Yajurveda. Again, so like that, Suvaha is neck, up to neck is Suvaha. And Bhuvaha is from neck to navel is Suvaha. And next down is the Bhu. So our body is always divided into 3 quarters. And moreover, the distance from your head to navel is equal to the distance from your navel to the feet. So that is so half. One half is up to navel and another half is up to the feet. So our body that way is not simply a physiological anatomical substance, but it has got lot of folds and lot of insignificance and all that. That's why Sriram, that's why Shankaracharya talks much about the Sarira, and we make a prayer. Please repeat. Shastram Shariram Imamsa.
Shastram Shariram Imamsa.
Devastu Parameshwaraha.
Evastu Parameshwaraha.
Acharya Shankaracharyo.
Acharya Shankaracharyo.
Sakshat Kaivalyadayakaha.
Sakshat Kaivalyadayakaha.
So Shankara has come down as an Acharya. And what is Acharya? Acharam Upadishati Swayam Achariti Cha Acharyaha. Not any platform speeches, home behavior should tally. Generally, all these Swamijis, hardly they tally. They tell something on the platform, they do something different in the. So, not like that, they should be complete. Yad vacha vadati, tat karmana karoti. So, Shastram Shariram Mimamsa. You have to investigate into your own body. Mimamsa means investigation, trying to search. So our body is a big ocean to be uncovered of number of secrets of our body. Therefore, it is called Sarira Mimamsa. Shastra. Shastra means discipline. And Devastu Parameshwara, whoever it is, Parama Ishwara, not ordinary Ishwara. The ultimate Ishwara should be our Devaha, the goal. And Guru should be there for reaching up all these things. And which kind of Guru it would be? Not the Vittaharaka Gurus. Those Gurus who are always interested in your money, not other things. So, no, Chittaharaka. Those who try to influence your mind, make you really different in your and happy in your behavior. Therefore, here that Sarira, the important points here, Sirasu, Nayana, Vakshas. So Vakshas is Antariksha Loka, Siras and Nayana is Swarga Loka. So that means there is a lot of symbolism, signification when Acharya has said you have to take the foot, hold the foot of God, make them touch your 3 points, node points. One is head, eye, and the chest. Not only that, the nose is there, Panchendriyas. Panchendriyas are there. So Samaslisyagraya. So you have to embrace that Samyak Aslishya and Agraya. Grana is the smelling. Because Grana is the work of the nose. Nose in Sanskrit is called as Gona. Gonadinda varuva Grana. So Grana is the Shakti of the Gona. The scenting is the power of the nose. So among animals, which is the highest scenting capacity animal?
Dog.
Huh?
Dog.
Any other answer, Amma?
Ant.
Kasturi Mrugam.
Another answer?
and
Piggandi?
No,
Hmm?
not big.
No, instead of you putting question, I am putting question to you.
I think it is pig. It is Varaham.
No. Anyway, well, let us not spend more time. You can appreciate. It is a tiger. It is called Vyaghra. Vishesha Grana Shakti.
Vyaghra.
Vyaghra. Oh.
Tiger. It is able to know its kill even if it is beyond 14 miles. It runs and runs and runs and catches it. That Grana Shakti is highly great. That's why it is called as a Vyagraha. Vishesha Grana. No person has been given that blessing, only the tiger. Anyway, so that's why you should learn Sanskrit. You will be actually easily catching the truths of life. Anyway, so Samaslishya Agraya, I want to smell. And what is that? Sputa Jalaja Gandhan Parimalan. So whatever there is that Jalaja Gandha, Jalaja is lotus. The lotus Gandha, because lotus is in the waters. And so the lotus will have always the luster that of the water. Lotus will not be simply shining, glossy. So the glossiness for the lotus flower comes because it is constantly in the water. So that water contact makes it fresh. That's why it's Jalaja Gandhan. Jalaja is lotus. Gandha is the fragrance. So that too is Parimalan. So Jalaja Gandha Parimala. So Parimala Gandha. People will have Parimala, that is fragrance. So a flower is important if it is having the Parimala. We are all supposed to offer gods only Parimala, fragrant animal, fragrant flowers, not flowers like you get in America. And here, to get more marketing, they color the flowers. They collect white flowers, put different colors, make the price for it more. You have to pay for the coloring price also in America. But I don't think in India we do it. The flowers are as it is more. And anyway, so Parimalan Gandhan Jalaja. And that is Pada Kamala. You are touching the Pada Kamala of Lord Shiva. Thereby, when it is a Kamala, fragrance is automatically associated with that. Therefore, Parimalan, Jalajagandha, and moreover it is Puta, clear. There is nothing, no pollution or no contamination or no dirt about it. Sanctified. Sputa means sanctified, clear, crystal clear. So crystal clear lotus fragrance of the feet of the Lord Shiva, you should touch closely and then smell. So smelling and feeling, touching, and all these are all important ways of devotion. Bhakti, the Bhakti Parakasta they call it. So you know Vedar Kannappa in the story of Kalahasti, he found that Shiva wanted to test him. So there was blood coming out in one eye, and he gave his eye and another eye also. So he gave another eye. Later on he got both eyes back from Shiva. That is moksha. So we don't know in what manner the gods will be showing their grace and protection and all karuna. So that is again, it is their department to look out. Therefore, Samaslishya Agraya Sputa Jalaja Gandhan Parimalan. And this kind of happiness or opportunity, Alabhyam Brahma Jaihi Mudam. Brahma and all people are always in associate with Shiva. But they cannot have time to have this kind of experience, but only human beings. So that is the difference between humans and divine people. So Brahma Adi Brahmadi. Adi means all gods beginning from Brahma. Because Brahma is the originator for the rise of all gods. That's what you see in Narayaniyam. Vidya, and so you are not coming to Narayaniyam, you are missing wonderful information. You are just entered Bhagavatam, try now and then. So Brahma Adjaihi Alabhyam. And what is that you get? Mudam. Mudam is extreme happiness, the bliss, ecstatic joy, and ecstatic joy may be them. That must be your experience. Unless you taste sugar, however many people describe about the sweetness of sugar, you cannot identify. Therefore, it should be anubhava. So anubhavishyami hridaye. I hope the whole sloka is so clear that you want the Paramatma to be pratyaksha devata to you. You want to see. You want him to become visible before you. In fact, gods are visible to many, many bhaktas. People believe that Shivaji and so many people are there to whom, for example, Devi has blessed at Vikramarka, and therefore there is a temple in Ujjaini, Harasiddha Devi. She has given Siddhi, Parvati, to Hara, not only Hara, Vikramaditya and all people. Therefore, she gets a due name as Harasiddha Devi, one of the Shakti Kshetras there. So let us read once again. Kadava tvam drishtva girisha. One time. Please repeat.
Kadava tvam drishtva girisha.
Tava bhavyangri yugalam gruhitva hastabhyam.
Tava bhavyangri yugalam gruhitva hastabhyam.
Shirasi nayane vakshasi vahan.
Shirasi nayane vakshashi vahan.
Samaslishyāgrāya.
Samaslishyāgrāya.
Sputa jalaja gandhān parimalan.
Sputa jalaja gandhan parimalan.
Alabhyam brahmādyaihi.
Alabhyam brahmadyaihi.
Mudam anubhavishyami hridaye.
Mudam anubhavishyami hridaye.
So here, what is the experience we want when we recite the Shiva Stotra, when we have darshan of Shiva and Bhavani and all this kind of spiritualistic practices. So the spiritualistic practices will amount to Ananda, and that is a Muda. That's why we always see Veda says Modama Sharadasyatam Prabravama Sharadasyatam. So Modama, Moda is the goal of all people in the world, because Sarvopi Jantuhu Sukhamuddhischa eva pravartate is Kalidasa. Kalidasa says that all Jantus, all people born, work in order to get happiness. Nobody wants to deny scope for that. That's why Brahma Jaihi. Now 27. Karasthe hemadrau girisha.
Karaste hemadrau girisha. Karaste hemadrau girisha.
Nikatasthe dhanapatau.
Nikatasthe dhanapatau. Nikatasthe dhanapatau.
Gruhasthe swarbhuja.
Gruhaste swarbhuja. Gruhaste swarbhuja.
Amara surabhi chintamani gane.
Amara surabhi chintamani gane. Amara surabhi chintamani gane.
Sirasthe sitamsho.
Sirasthe sitamsho. Sirasthe sitamsho.
Charanayugalasthe khila subhe.
Charanayugalasthe khila subhe. Charanayugalasthe khila subhe.
Kam artham dasyeham bhavatu.
Kam artham dasyeham bhavatu. Kam artham dasyeham bhavatu.
Bhavadartham mama manaha.
Bhavadardham mama manaha. Bhavadardham mama manaha.
It's another interesting idea because Shiva is the richest god among all gods. Highly richest. And there cannot be better rich person than Shiva. You may say that Narayana is rich, Lakshmi Narayana. Poor Lakshmi is always on travel. She is never at one place. So she will be at Narayana and again with Bhaktas. Therefore, Lakshmi Narayana, hardly you find them together. So, and all the gods, among Trimurtis, Shiva is richest. How rich is he? Then the question comes up. Now Shankara accounts his bank balance. Look. Karaste he madrau. See, he has the golden mountain in his hand. Hemadri, Adri is mountain. And the Meru Parvatam is in his hand. Even Lalita Parameswara is, you see, we call Mahameru Nilayayai Namo Namaha. When Mahameru Nilaya is Parameswari, then automatically Ishvara also is Mahameru Nilaya. Gold is available any and everywhere. He need not go to gold shop or gold sources. Gold is in plenty available. That's why he's having the gold in his hand. Gold is the most precious, costliest, permanent metal to own which all people clamor. It is very, very precious. And therefore, such gold mountain is there available to him. Karastha means quite available to him. Chetiki andutundi. Chetulone undi. Chetulo undi ante karatalaga. They say that amalakam karatale. It's all available, so close and accessible to him. And where is he? What is he? Girishaha. You know, Girisha. That kind of name has been repeatedly hammered on the head of Lord Shiva by the Bhakta, saying that you are a mountain dweller, hard fellow. But still, you should not, you should come to our places. We are all city dwellers. We are not mountain dwellers. But you can be more generous than the city dwellers. So, he says, Kirisha. And what is that? Dhanapatau nikatasthe. Your neighbor is Kubera. Dhanapati is Kubera. So, Kubera is always worried. Even though Shiva is my good friend, he never comes to my house and asks anything. Generally, if rich people are neighbors, people take advantage of them. But in case of Lord Shiva, no. The same idea Kalidasa says in Meghasandesham, Kubera, his ashrama, Kailasa, no building. It is a very simple location. But next to Kailasa is Kubera's Alaka city. Kubera is the Yaksha Adhipati, and he is the richest person. He is a banker. He is a treasurer of all gods. The first bank is Kubera Bank. All gods have got their accounts. And so Kubera is the banker. In fact, in Bangalore, in front of Victoria's statue, Kabban Park, there was for some time, when I went, there was a Kubera Bank. And in that place, after some time when I went and saw, there was no Kubera Bank, only gold jewelry shop. Only gold jewelry will be sold. No silver, no other thing. So if you want only gold and gold, you go to that. So to say that Dhanapati, who is the Nikatasthe, he is very good friend of Lord Shiva, and that's a contrast. Shiva is Yati. Shiva is not wanting anything. He is not having any desire for riches. But next to him, Alaka city, he is our friend, Shiva's friend, Kubera. But Shiva is not tempted to go to Kubera, nor Kubera can come to Shiva and offer him all that, but that is the availability for him. Okay. Gruhasthe Swarbhujaha. So, Swarbhujaha, that is Brahmanas, or Swarbhujaha, the Brahmins, priests, and all kings, everybody, all people are there in his house, he is there in their houses. Then, Amara Surabhi Chintamani Gane. Amara Gana, Surabhi Gana, Chintamani Gana. They are all associated that. Amara Gana means the Devatas. All Devatas are his friends. He can take help from any friend, any god. He doesn't take help from any god. Shiva is absolutely independent. He is all alone, sitting in Padmasana. That's why he is always in that Padmasana mood and occupying the entire area. Apatala nabasthalanta bhuvana brahmandama vispuratu jyotihi spatika linga mauli vilasatu. Like that, the whole Jhana Sloka in Mahanyasa goes to say that he has occupied the entire universe. So all gods are subservient to him. They listen to Lord Shiva. And again, he has got Surabhi Gana. Surabhi are the Kamadhenus. See, when Kamadhenu is there, your desire has no problem. Any desire. For example, you know the story of Vasishtha, Vishwamitra battle, and when Vishwamitra overpowered Vasishtha and was dragging away the Kamadhenu, then Kamadhenu looked at Vasishtha and felt very sad, because then, why are you sending me? You allow me. I will fight with Vishwamitra. I will humiliate. Kamadhenu speaks to Vasishtha Maharshi. Then Vasishtha Maharshi said, my powers are done. Now you can come into rescue. That is Mahatmas. Mahatmas are always like to be independent. They don't want to be dependent. When Mahatma lost, when Vasishtha Maharshi lost his game, and then he permitted Kamadhenu, that Kamadhenu worked wonders. And even Kamadhenu also could not overpower Vishwamitra. And ultimately, the master of the Kamadhenu, Vasishtha Maharshi, became very angry. He employed only one Brahmadanda. And with that, Vishwamitra was humiliated and was defeated. Therefore, that Vishwamitra says, Chudram Kshatriya Balam Brahma Tejo Balam Balam Ekena Brahmadandena Saraha Nihataha. Chudram Kshatriya Balam. Kshatriya Bala is always lower compared to the Brahma Bala. That's why even Shiva is a Brahma Balam. If his anugraha is there, it is really blissful for us. So Surabhigana also is there. And also Chintamani Grutane. See, Chintamanis are again wonderful gems which will fulfill your wants, which are always going. That's why Manidvipa, Lalita Parameswari says, Manidvipa Varnana is there. Manidvipa, Sudha and Samala Dandaka, you get references to that. Anyway, the point is that rich place. So, Shiva is located in a most luxurious, richest places. Secondly, but in spite of that great riches and association with Kubera and all that, is he proud? No. Shiva has no garva. Why? Siraste Sitam Shau. When Chandra is sitting on the head, the whole head is cool. No ache. You will never get headache. Or headlong. In English they call headlong fellows. That means very proud. So garva. Garva people are called headlong. Really not headlong. So, no garvam at all. Shiva is absolutely docile, kind, compassionate, kripa samudra, karuna samudra. Why? Because there is the amrita kirana. Sitamshu means Chandra, but Chandra is amrita kirana. And again, Sri Vidya Upasana means Lalitopasana. Means you are making Amrita Upasana. So Amrutadi Mahashakti Samrutayai Namo Namaha. Lalita Parameswari is having different number of Shaktis with her. Amrita itself is a Mahashakti. So Amrita Shakti is Devi Paramadevi, and therefore here Sitamsau. And again, this Sri Vidya is called as Chandra Vidya, Manu Vidya, Sri Vidya, Lopamudra Vidya. So all these names are very, very special. Why? What are they? They are all having the Amrutatva with us. Therefore, any Sri Vidya Pasaka will be calm, composed, happy, sharing, and helpful. So catch hold of any real Sri Vidya Pasakas, they hardly grow angry, but they will give you solution for your queries. Because we have all the queries, but Sri Vidya Pasaka will just consider you. And I know my guru that in Krishnan, in Nagpur, who introduced or initiated the Saundarya Lahari Yagnam, and he was always composed. He had plenty of knowledge, and all slokas were by heart for him, and he will pick up relevant sloka for the guest that he gets, explains to them, gives them all inspiration. When I happened to meet for the first time, he went on explaining the 99th sloka of Saundarya Lahari, Saraswati Mantrat. So he's talked all that. But anyway, all that, why I am telling all that means, and moreover, Sri Vidya has been postulated by Lord Shiva. And the same thing is confirmed, established and practiced by Parameswari. Therefore, Parvati and Parameswara together, they are the Sri Vidya promulgators. Brahma Vidya. Sri Vidya is Brahma Vidya, and therefore Sitam Sau Siraste and Charana Yugalaste Akhila Shubhe. So what about his charanas? Because we make namaskara for the feet of the gods, or feet of elders, or feet of gurus. Why? Why namaskara? Why for Pada Namaskara? Because the Pada Namaskaras will reach the entire personality, entire eminence, entire tapas, entire everything of that personality. So if you make Pada Namaskara or Padarpana, then it means that the whole thing, it is not only picking up ear or eye or nose or anything like that, but Padas, because Padas are always in connection with the Bhu. That is the Adhara Shakti. So Adhara Shakti, the feet. That's why in Mahanyasa, Prana Pratishtha, we say Padau, Papadayoho, Vishnustisthatu. So we make Vishnu to stay in the Pada. Vishnu means Sarvagaha. He is capable of going all that. So Charana Yugalaste and Shubha is there. In Padas, there is always Sri Lakshmi Devi. Because Vishnu is there in Pada, Lakshmi will be automatically there. So it goes without saying, wherever a wife is there or husband is there, they are almost together. Mentally or physically, they will be together. That is what is the greatness of the Sampatya. So, here, that Yugale, Akhila Subhe, and Kamartham Dasyeham Bhavatu Bhavatu Artham Mama Manaha. Now this is the problem. I have given you the theme for our annual day celebrations, that the commonalities of the problems. So this is the problem of every bhakta. Gods are very, 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 very rich. They are always satisfied. They do not want anything. You know, Lakshmi Devi say, Truptam Tarpayantim Padme Sthitam. This is Sukta. She is a Trupta. For Truptasya, that's why there is one more formula which Shankaracharya has told us, that Nityasnatasya snanena kim Nityatruptasya bhojanena kim Nitya. So the gods are completely pure. What is there when pure people again taking pure bath? What is there? That's why. But our own bhakti tells us that you must offer whatever you could and whatever you do for you. నిమ్కి ఏం మాడుకుంటారు, మీరు ఏం చేసుకుంటారో దేవుళ్లకు అది చేయండి, వాళ్లకు మీరు ఏం చేస్తారో వాళ్ళు మీకు చేయండి. సో దట్ ఈస్ ది కైండ్ ఆఫ్ identification which we got to do it. So now a big problem is posed by the bhakta, that kimartham dasyeham, what is that I can offer to you as though you don't have any. You are completely a Purna Purusha, Purna Devata. So kim dasye, what can I give to you? But what I have got only my mind. Mama manaha bhavadartham dasye aham. So kimartham bhavatu is a question mark. What kind of article, what kind of gift, what kind of bahumati I can give you? Nothing. But I have a solution for myself. Every problem has a solution for itself. So the solution is, I have only my mind. So that mind is the wealth. My wealth, my riches is my mind. And if I manage my mind properly, all riches are in me only, with me only. That's exactly what Anjaneya, Sita have pronounced in Ramayana. Sita tells Anjaneya, Hanuman, my mind is the only one which I owned. So that my mind is always upon Rama. My body, I don't have any control. This Ravana brought me here. Similarly, Anjaneya, Hanuman also, when he went into the bed chambers of Ravanasura and surveyed in all of the ladies there, Strivanam Rakshasasya Tatu. It was a Strivanam. Nobody knows who is who. Brought from all nations and all countries and all lokas. But my mind was not disturbed. I was always looking for my mother, Sita Devi. But therefore, I am not a sinner and I controlled my mind. So like that, there is a lot of importance given to the mind. Not only the body is there, body will be truant, but mind should be disciplined. In other words, if I want to explain, students write their answers to the questions and they go away home, but they leave their answer books for the examiners, and examiners assign marks. What means when they are valuing, it is the valuation for the mind and preparation, understanding of the syllabus of the subject. So they leave the mind with the examiners, they only go home. Like that I say. So bhavadartham mama namanaha bhavatu. Bhavatu means God has got to confirm. You may offer, but that should be accepted, is it not? So Shiva has to click at accept, reject. Then if Shiva clicks accept, we are happy. Therefore, he is also a big computer. So there will be always alternation, accept and reject. Then if Shiva should say accept. That's why bhavatu. The meaning of the word bhavatu means please accept my mind as the artham, as the wealth, as the reward, as the token of my bhakti that I can offer you. So That's what I told you the other day, the other days too. So we offer something to guests that come to us. They will give us empty plate. But Paramatma will take your bhakti and give you the whatever you offered to you back, whole thing. Therefore, the meaning is this: Mama manaha bhavatu artham. So let us repeat again. Karaste hemadrau girisha.
Karaste hemadrau girisha.
Nikatasthe dhanapatau.
Nikatasthe dhanapatau.
Gruhaste swarbhujau.
Gruhaste swarbhujau.
Amara surabhichinta manigane.
Amarasura manigane.
Sirasthe sitamshau.
Shiraste sitam shau.
Charana yugalasthe khila subhe.
Charana yugalaste khila subhe.
Kam artham dasyeham.
Kam ardham dasyeham.
Bhavatu bhavadartham mama manaha.
Bhavatu bhavadardham mama manaham.
So bhavadartham, for the sake of you, let my mind be offered. So I have only my mind, a tool or an article that I can. That's why it is a manah pushpam. You talk about the mantra pushpam, is it not? What is mantra pushpam? It's a manah pushpam. And what is pushpam? Pushpam is representing the panchendriyas, gnanendriyas. So if the gnanendriyas are controlled, then if it is offered, then you become really elevated in your spiritual practices. As long as indriyas work with us, we are not at all peaceful. If indriyas are offered back to God, then we become free from that. That's why Pushpanjali or Mantra Pushpam, mantra is that the manana comes up only when your panchendriyas, gnanendriyas are under grip. So what is in grip is under control. What is out of grip is not under control. So much of meaning, significations, message that the author has put in that, and we love them. And it's easy to by heart them also. In fact, so many people quote Sivananda Lahari stanzas to substantiate the value of bhakti and the value and eminence of Lord Shiva and Parvati put together. So we cannot separate Shiva and Parvati. When you say Shiva, Parvati is meant. When you talk about Parvati, Shiva is meant. So they are together always. So with this, I think we will conclude today. Om Tat Satu.
Om Tat Sat.
Sarvam Sri Matrucharanaravindarpanamastu.
Sarvam Shri Matrucharanaravindaramastu.
Shivarpanamastu.
Shivarpanamastu.
Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu.
Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu.
Om Tat Satu.
Om Tat Sat.
So how do you feel these slokas?
Very beautiful. Very nice.
That's
Full
why
of
we are
Devotion.
full of devotion, and we see the excitement and ecstasy in Shankara, expressing his, while expressing his devotion, uttermost devotion to Shiva.
and you have so many diversions. A rich man, Kubera, is your friend. Though you are dwelling in the mountains, but you have all access to all riches and be a highest, richest person. But you, Shiva, is not proud or cutting air. He is so docile, available for all people. That's exactly the personality development, personality management. And if that were to be there, they will definitely reach up the highest pinnacles of spirituality and emancipation. That's what Acharya Shankara wants to message to all of us. by reading these slokas. Actually, when you read slokas, you may not strike at these points, but when we sit to reflect and understand, you really see the depth of importance of these slokas. Because Shankaracharya, for example, Sivananda Lahari, he is giving us solutions only. Problems he puts, for example, Kada Kale is an interesting question. The bhaktas have no patience to wait. They want to have instantaneous benefit. So, but still, that kind of, even Saundara Lahari, only one time Shankaracharya says, Kada Kale, Amma, when are you going to give me? But so far as the father is concerned, the bhakta is more lenient, because Shiva is more lenient than Amma. And so he has repeatedly demanded Lord Shiva to fix a time when he can actually show. In fact, it's a great grace that Shankara has introduced some such wonderful ideas to us. Okay, ma'am, I don't want to delay, so